In this video, we're going to take a look at LayerZero and the steps I am taking on a daily basis to make sure that if there is an airdrop for LayerZero, when the time comes, I'm going to be eligible for it. I'm going to be able to get my fair share of LayerZero. And keep in mind, you can do this on multiple wallets. Now, first things first, what is LayerZero? Now, as the name suggests, this is going to be a blockchain where other blockchains such as Ethereum, Solana, BSC, any blockchain you can think of, they're going to be able to talk to one another and essentially use this interoperability protocol, which is LayerZero. So this is where it gets very interesting because all these blockchains are currently built on their own, and there's no real easy way to communicate via blockchain to blockchain, and that is LayerZero's mission. Now, if you're wondering about funding and how much money have they raised, who are their top investors, they have raised around $120 million worth of funding, and this blockchain company is valued at $3 billion right now, and some of the top investors include Circle, OpenSea, Samsung, OKX, and more as well. Now, obviously, there is no guarantee that there is going to be an airdrop. These are all speculation, and this comes after Arbitrum did do their airdrop, and people are speculating on the next airdrops, which is why we want to position ourselves in a way to make sure that if there is an airdrop, we are entitled to get our tokens. Now, before we get into the daily steps I am taking to make sure I'm going to be eligible for this potential airdrop, let's take a look at the requirements of the recent airdrop, which was for Arbitrum. So as we can see here, these were the requirements, and depending on how many of these requirements you filled out or you achieved, you would be getting a certain portions of token. So as for airdrop, you had to bridge over to Arbitrum. Obviously, there was also Arbitrum Nova. I didn't do anything there, but bridging was one of the key criterias. Then we have transactions over time. So how long has it been since you're transacting on the ecosystem? I only had 2 distinct months. Obviously, if you had more, you would receive more tokens. So the time in which you are participating in the ecosystem is probably going to have an impact. Then if we talk about the transaction frequency and interaction, of course, the more smart contracts you interact with or the more transactions you have, you can understand that you'll be getting more tokens. Then transaction value, well, if you have a lot of money, if you're a whale and you're looking to have a very big airdrop, again, if this is going to be an airdropped protocol, well, you can have a look at what Arbitrum did. So obviously, if you had over 10,000, 50,000, 250,000 worth of transactions, then if you had bridged assets to Arbitrum 1, again, depending on the value of these assets and the activity you had on Arbitrum Nova. So these were the requirements or the check marks that people had to do in order to get the airdrop for Arbitrum. And now we don't know exactly what the requirements are for layer 1, but we can kind of go based on these guidelines since Arbitrum was recently just airdropped. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is start using Stargate.finance, and I am going to be leaving all the links down in the description below, but Stargate Finance is essentially built by the LayerZero team, and this is a cross-chain bridge, so you can bridge from asset to asset from different blockchain to different blockchain. Now, before we get into the bridging portion of Stargate, what you can also do is purchase the STG token, which is the Stargate token, and stake that, and then have some sort of a governance say in their protocol. So the way I've done it is I went on to PancakeSwap, I connected my wallet, then I obviously went to trade and swap, and here is where I want to use some of the assets I have in my wallet and get their Stargate token. So you can type in STG here. It's going to ask you to import it. Obviously, you want to import the one that says Stargate Finance. I've already done that. So if I click this, then I can decide to swap any of the assets I would have in my wallet into STG. So for instance, I have some BUSD in here. I would want to use BUSD, let's say $10 worth of BUSD. That would give me about 11 STG tokens. So once I'm satisfied with this amount, of course, leave some gas fees. So if I'm on Binance Smart Chain, I'm going to need a bit of BNB to do this transaction. But as you can see here, I would enable BNB and then I would trade. And I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it again. But then I would have some STG in my wallet. So as you can see in my wallet, I have 3 STG right now. And if we go ahead and go onto the Stargate.finance website, again, the link's going to be in the description below. You're going to want to go ahead and connect your MetaMask here as well. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me go to my specific wallet here, which is down here, connect that, and then we're connected on Stargate. Now, since you just purchased your STG token, what you can do is you can come over to stake, and then you're going to be able to stake your STG tokens. So as you can see, I've actually went ahead and I've staked 39 STG tokens, and I staked it for the maximum amount of time. So if I go ahead and click this, you can actually choose the time you want to lock it for. So I decided to lock it for 36 months because I told myself the $20 I was putting in here, I didn't really care about whether or not it was locked for a month or 3 years. I told myself I was just going to lock it for the longest period of time to get the most voting power. But understand that you probably don't have to lock it for 3 years, and you may be just okay to lock it for 1 month, which is the minimum amount of time you can stake. Now, going back to that, once you've staked your tokens, you're going to be getting the VESTG token as a receipt for having locked your tokens. Now, what you can do with those tokens is actually use them to vote on their governance votes. So as you scroll down on this page, if you go vote on snapshot here, it's going to bring you to the Stargate DAO, which is where you're going to be able to use those tokens to voice your opinion. So again, you're going to have to connect your wallet here on MetaMask. Again, using the one down below here, we have the airdrop one. And again, you can do this with any wallet. So you can do it multiple times if you wish to have multiple wallets eligible for this airdrop. Again, if there is an airdrop, then once you connect your wallet here, you can see that there is an active proposal right now. But when I did do this a few days ago, there wasn't any active proposals. So you may have to wait for a proposal to be able to vote on it. So as we can see, this one here, there's 13 hours left. So if I go ahead and open this up, I'm going to be able to read what this project or what this proposal is saying. And as we can see here, most people are voting yes. This is to make Velodrome the STG hub on Optimism. That sounds good to me. So let's go ahead and scroll down. I want to vote yes to this. I go ahead and click vote, and this is going to confirm the voting power I have. Because I have 40 VSTG, I'm going to be able to use that to cast my vote. So once I hit vote, scroll down on this and you can sign and send that. And that is essentially interacting with their native bridge, which is me showing my interest in this ecosystem. So boom, my vote is in, and that is now part 1 completed. First, you have the STG token. You then staked your token, so you're obviously utilizing this platform. And third, you've decided to vote and voice your opinion in their proposal. Now, the second step I like doing on a daily basis is actually utilizing the Stargate Finance bridge. So if you go back to Stargate.finance, you click transfer here. This is going to allow you to transfer asset to asset and go from blockchain A to blockchain B. And I personally use BNB or the Binance Smart Chain and Polygon because those are probably the 2 least expensive blockchains. You could potentially use Arbitrum from and go from ETH as well to Ethereum because it's the same token. But I use Binance Smart Chain as well as Polygon, and the way to do that is, of course, make sure your wallet's connected, make sure you have some funds in either asset you want to trade. So for me, I'm going to be using BUSD. I'm going to be putting that over to the Polygon network, so I have to select Polygon here. I want it in, let's say, USDC. I'm going to be bridging $5. Again, understand that the quantity that you actually bridge may have an impact on your airdrop amount. Again, transactions and the amount of transactions also have an impact. So I'm not transferring or bridging thousands of dollars, but if you do, and if you're a whale and you want to do that, you can definitely go ahead and do it. But by all means, this is not financial advice. Now, obviously, understand that if you are using these two, you need to also have gas on both of these blockchains in your wallet. So you need to have a bit of BNB, and you also need to have a bit of Matic in my case. So if I go ahead and I click approve, let's just go max here and then go next. So that's going to cost me a solid 5 cents on BSC. Now that's going to approve, and then it's going to ask me to actually transfer the funds or bridge the funds from BNB over to Matic. So as this is approving, we can just wait and see what happens in our MetaMask. We can go ahead and switch to this, and now we have waiting for confirmation. So it should pop up in my MetaMask. As you can see here, it's going to cost me about $53 or 53 cents, not $53. Confirm that, and that should be all set and good. So as you can see, it's swapped, and now it's going to take about a minute and a half to show up in my Polygon in my MetaMask. So as this is doing its thing, we can now go ahead and download ourselves the Martian Wallet, which is going to be needed for step number 3 as we are using a different bridge. Because as you may remember, one of Arbitrum's criteria was to interact with multiple smart contracts. So in this case, we're going to want to interact with Liquid Swap Bridge as well as the Aptos Bridge. And for that, we're going to need this Martian Wallet. So once you have that, you can download it, and it's essentially the same thing as MetaMask. You're going to have an extension on your Google Chrome, and you're going to be able to log into your Martian Wallet. Now, if we head over to bridge.liquidswap.com, I'm going to leave a link again to this, but what you need to do here is very simple. You click bridge again, you're going to be able to approve your Martian Wallet, and here is where you need to connect both your Martian Wallet as well as your MetaMask. Now, since we are on the Aptos network and blockchain, you are also going to have to send yourself a bit of Aptos in your Martian Wallet. So in that case, I went on crypto.com, bought one Aptos, sent it over to my Martian Wallet, and here it is. You don't need that much because the gas again is quite small. So going back to this interface, as you can see, I have my Martian Wallet already connected, and if I go ahead and connect my MetaMask, I can go ahead and do that here. Now from here, what you want to do is you want to bridge some funds from your MetaMask over to your Martian Wallet using this bridge and using the Aptos network. So once you have the asset you want to bridge over to Aptos, what you're going to want to do is, of course, select the asset you have. For me, it's going to be USDT on Polygon. I have about $5 worth of it. So I'm going to be bridging half. I hit transfer. This is going to allow me to transfer or confirm that in my MetaMask. I'm just going to hit max here, hit next. That's going to cost me about a penny of Matic, which is why I use Matic. It's so cheap. Then it's going to approve it, and then it's going to ask me to confirm it. So let's just wait for this as it loads. And that's essentially just transferring or bridging the funds I had on Polygon over to Aptos. And again, just confirm that it was 2 cents. And then that's going to initiate that bridge. So This actually takes about 5 minutes or so, so I just like to do it and then kind of leave it and come back to it when it's done in about 5 minutes or so. So as we can see, it says transactions submitted, and there should be a timer that shows up just letting me know that it's going to take about 5 minutes or so, but it does look like it just went through. Let me just go into my Aptos wallet. It hasn't been delivered just yet, but it has been confirmed, and as you can see here, it's actually going to take 21 minutes. So again, there's no time constraint here. I'm okay waiting 20 minutes for this. There could be other assets which are much faster. Now, the next bridge I want to show you guys is the Aptos bridge. That's, again, a link I'm going to leave in the description below, but if you go to transfer, I'm actually transferring from Aptos to Polygon right now. That's taking absolutely forever, but again, if we do the same thing, if we connect our MetaMask wallet at the top here, and if we connect our Martian wallet at the bottom here, that's good. And again, I want to be using USDT on Polygon, so I'm going to bridge the other 2.5 cents or $2.50 because again, we are using multiple protocols, multiple bridges to interact with more smart contracts. So if we go ahead and hit transfer, similarly here, I'm going to have to confirm, and that's going to be sending again USDT from Polygon to USDT on Aptos. Now, I also have all of that available to me on my wallet. So once these complete, I should see more USDT in my Martian wallet and less in my MetaMask, and I can always go back and bridge that back over. So as we can see, that's now sent, and I'm now going to be waiting about 21 minutes as well for this to be confirmed. And doing it the other way around was a lot longer than 20 minutes, so I'm just waiting for that to complete. But that is essentially how you do it. There's about 364 minutes left for bridging from Aptos to Polygon. So with all of that, those are basically the 4 steps that I do on a daily basis, mainly bridging on a daily basis. I'm not going back and staking into Stargate. I'm essentially just using my voting power and staking on multiple proposals as they become available. But those are the 4 steps I am doing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know down below. We don't necessarily know when the airdrop is. There is speculation that it is in 2023. So in the meantime, I'm just continuing to transact with this ecosystem in the hopes that I am eligible for this airdrop. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Smash the like button if you did, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.